Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, on that you can quote me, in FLC.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the FLC Hangout, where your freedom lifestyle begins. Today we are joined back. Amy is back on the Hangout, guys. Woo! Thank you so much for coming back. We had you on recently, right? And we were talking about so many interesting things, and we didn't even scratch the surface, I feel like. So we are back for round two because there is so much more that I want to know, Misty wants to know, and I'm sure that you want to talk about as well. So thank you so much for being back. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications, like the video. If you're not new here and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go subscribe. It helps us out a lot. So thank you very much. With all that being said, very quickly, before we get into it, make sure you're following us all on Instagram. They are on the screens now and in the descriptions below. Amy also has a few websites and good stuff that will also be in the descriptions below, so go check them out too. With all that being said, I will hand over to Misty. Misty, without further ado, over to you.
Thank you so much, Josie. You're so amazing at opening this and getting us started and excited. So yes, thank you. Amy, we're so excited to have you on again. And you know what? I'm super excited because the only thing I have in my head right this moment is flower power. Like, let's find out what the power of flowers are, right? Because last time we were talking about like the remedies that we can get from flowers and stuff. And I know I'm probably butchering it, not saying it as lovely as it deserves to be. So I'm going to ask you, Amy, if you'll just kind of give people just a little bit of description of who you are and what you do for the ones who haven't seen us, and then maybe just give us a little bit of, when you tell us what you do, they're going to see, oh, she's okay. She's talking about flower power, which means the remedies from flowers. So they'll understand. I'm going to let you take over to you, Amy.
Absolutely. So I work with plant medicine. I found it through my own trauma. And what it does is bring out your truth, who you truly are and what you are here to do in this lifetime. I say it's bringing out your soul's purpose because that's exactly what it does. So for people that are unhappy or people that feel like they're not following their path or people that feel like they're stuck, you are feeling that because you're off your path, the path that you came here to live, your journey. And what these flower remedies do, they're plant extracts made from flowers from all over the world. And they have an amazing healing power that focuses on our emotional and mental health and happiness. And it brings you back, based on the flower you use, it brings you back to who you are. So if you're feeling unsafe or unsure or sad or judged or critical or whatever it is, and you are feeling that and you don't like that feeling, that is you out of your most balanced state. And what each of these extracts will do is bring you back to your most balanced state of mind so you can live the purpose you're here to live. And when you move from that traumatic experience or out of that balanced state, which happens all the time in life, when you move back and you start following your purpose again, you feel fantastic. You feel euphoric. You feel happy because you are back on this path that you're supposed to be living in this lifetime. Really amazing.
That's really cool. So like in a sense, they bring you back to who you always were meant to be or who you are actually meant to be. Is that right? Like draw you back to centered.
And when you're, so so many people say to me, excuse me, so many people say to me, I just want to be who I was. I want to be back to myself again. For people that are struggling with anxiety. And when you struggle with anxiety, which is what brought me to these remedies, you are not yourself. Every morning you wake up and you feel dread and you say to yourself, okay, what am I going to be able to do today? Right? What is my anxiety going to allow me to do today? And when you use these plant extracts to get rid of your particular anxiety, what your symptoms are, you wake up feeling, okay, you feel better, you feel good, your energy is good, and you are able to live your life the way you're supposed to live it. And we've been given all of these healing powers all over the world. I wrote a book on working with symptoms of ASD, or autism spectrum disorder. I wrote a book on how to relieve anxiety. I mean, my God, I couldn't even leave my house. And I did not even hear of these things. It was my doctor who brought it to my attention and totally changed my life. You know, I could be in my house right now with agoraphobia, meaning I can't leave my house, taking Xanax or taking pills every day that are not really doing anything for me. Or she introduced me to these extracts that have literally healed what was going on and moved me forward on my journey. And I've seen it over and over again with children that were going to go to neurologists, you know, women going into perimenopause and struggling, children, you know, going to school, even my own, you know, diagnosed with learning disabilities. And really what it is just shyness or off their center because of birth trauma. I mean, it starts way inside, and people just do not know about this. This is known throughout Asia and Europe. It is not well known here. So my goal is to try and get 1 million people over the course of my lifetime, what's left in my lifetime, to become practitioners, teaching it in a very professional way, so it's not seen as woohoo, but it will take people that are just considered cannot be helped, and hopefully and usually turn their lives around.
Wow.
Amazing. I feel blessed that I get to do this. You know, I was given this beautiful gift from my higher power, and you know, at 50, it said, okay, I'm going to teach you something, and then you're going to get it out to everybody else. That's your mission. I mean, I was getting ready to retire. You know?
That's what the universe said. Nope, not your time yet. That's really, really.
Brings it up again. What if we just retire? And I'm like, all right, let me just think about that for a little while. And you know, I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, why would you retire if you're on such a powerful and meaningful journey? And you need to be, we need more people to know about this, because it's a real shame that people don't know about this. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't really before we had you on last time. And that's another thing I want to say. After this episode, if you're interested in learning more, watch the first one we had with Amy too, because we talked a lot about the different types of the medicines you can get, and you also told that story about the kid and yourself with leaving the house. So we went in lots more detail, but it's a real shame that people don't know about this, and they'll go to other ways that will kind of mask the symptoms instead of actually fix it for you instead, right? So we need more people to know about this. We touched a little bit last week on how it can be used for weight loss as well, which I find really fascinating, because we're talking about anxiety, we're talking about people that want to get more confident, or all these different things, the thing you mentioned with the little kids, but it can also be used for weight loss. So can you talk to us a little bit about that? That's really interesting to me.
Yeah, because I get questions all the time. Can I use this to lose weight? Or there are extracts to help me lose weight? And this will give you a really good understanding of what the flower remedies will do for you. So there is no one extract that you can take that as you take these drops, you're just going to drop the weight. It's not like that. But what they will do for you is give you that willpower, and you're going to say to yourself, if that's something that's inside you that you want to lose weight, you're going to have a specific remedy made for you, or look up online what are those remedies to help me lose weight. And what's going to happen is you're going to get remedies that pop up for willpower, for making that commitment to your goals, to follow the path. And if you get off the path, to get right back on it again, so you can stay committed to your goals. I mean, so there are remedies that you would use specifically for that, okay? To be committed to your goals, to follow the path that you want to follow, to find your purpose if you don't know what it is. I mean, and that is one of the things that I needed to use for myself right now. Do I want to retire? You know, and if I did not have the remedies to guide me, I would not, you know, I could take weeks and months and just sit, and instead, you know, it moved me to where I'm supposed to be. And it's the same when you want it for weight loss. And what happens is the side effects is it's not only going to help you. If you said to me, I want to lose weight, I want to work out more, I want to eat healthier, when you take these remedies for commitment to your goals, you just naturally move in that direction. You start finding yourself emptying out what you don't want there. You start finding yourself exercising at home, or I'm going to go back to the gym today. It just comes from inside you, and you start moving in that direction. And so that's how we use the remedies. You're sitting, feeling uncomfortable about something, and it just moves you to do exactly what you want to do.
This is so awesome. It sounds like it just kind of goes in and unlocks your true being and says, like, here you go. And it just flows naturally. I love that, because for me, I don't like doing anything that I have to force myself to do, because I know me as a person, I'm going to fail at it. If I have to force myself to do something, I'm going to fail, because it's not something I really want to do. So anytime I'm doing something, I want it to be a natural thing. So it's just kind of flows and it's easy, and it's almost like I don't even notice that's what I'm doing. Because to me, it seems like I have better results when I do that, as opposed to trying to force it. So I have a question for you. What kind of professionals could be using these kind of remedies in their business, and how would they be able to use that, or how would that work for them?
I love to work with people. I think they're in service, right? Life coaches, spiritual coaches, anybody who wants to help others, nutritionists, weight loss counselors, therapists, ASD therapists, people who want to help other people reach their goals. And the reason why you want to incorporate this is because you are not only helping them if they went to a weight loss counselor or a nutritionist for eating right. It's still hard to do. You have somebody guiding you, but what are you doing when you're not feeling, right, and you get off, and then you get guilt, and all of these things come from getting off your journey, what you want to do in that moment. So for people that are in service like that, to incorporate flower remedies into their profession helps them to, one, target what their challenges are, make them a blend so they can stay on their path. Two, it brings in at least 5 different income streams that they can create on their own once they learn to use plant medicine. 3, it helps them to expand their business, because when they are working with their clients with a blend, adding a blend, then they're going to say to you, my child is struggling with anxiety, or I can't get my kids to do their homework. It's a fight every night. Or my young one is very shy and not, do you have something? Yes, I do. And we can do a consultation, or you could choose from these blends that I've made you. So the goal is, because when you work hourly like that, it's very hard to grow a business. You have finite hours. Adding this not only helps your clients reach their goals and feel that euphoria and happiness with it because you're following your path, but it takes your business to the next level because you need more income streams to build the business that you really want to build. And then if you couple that with learning how to build a business, it just takes you to new heights. You know, the people that follow you that and are in your in freedom lifestyle like I am, some people don't know what they want to do. You know, some people are spiritual coaches and all these different coaches. And when you add this healing power, it just takes people to the next level, especially, you know, when they think about life coaches and what they want to do. Okay, you learn the words and how to work with them, but now how do you get inside and truly help with something that we can call medication, you know, but it's really not. You know, I shouldn't say it like that. We're actually not allowed to call it medication. It's not medicine, but it's this healing power, this healing modality given to us from the earth that is incredibly, incredibly powerful. So it can help you, your family, your clients, and bring your business to where you want it to go to. So I love working with all different types of therapists and coaches. And then there are people that wanted to get into alternative medicine and begin a business. And that's where, and this is one of the ways that you can do that, where it's not incredibly, it's not terribly expensive, it's affordable, it's easy to learn, there's nothing to memorize. I mean, it's just beautiful.
I can imagine that. I can imagine like the more you learn about it yourself, the more you're like, oh my God, other people should know this too. And you just, it's just that cycle, right? So do you have a lot of people that do that?
And especially coaches need coaching.
Yeah.
Right? So how many people are becoming coaches because things happened in their life that they've become experienced in, or, you know, having kids or going through trauma. Everybody goes through trauma. And then there are, you know, coaches that just want to help people. But you are struggling. I mean, I'm working with coaches right now that are going through that. Their own life is in disarray and chaos, or they're unhappy and finding their way. And they realize through this journey, they either want to help others or can help others more because they're going through the journey of getting into their own peak condition.
Wow. So I just, because I have this question. So these are homeopathic remedies, right? Because they're flowers. They're like from flowers. So there's no harsh chemicals in this at all, right?
Some people I studied homeopathic medicine. It's a different healing modality. This, although it will help you physically when you start to heal the emotional issues connected with it, challenges connected with it, really considered its own healing modality. But the people that understand homeopathy, some know as just being all natural. Yes, they are all natural. There is nothing in here that has a chemical that can harm you. And yet, if you've been struggling with fibromyalgia, or, you know, liver issues, or diabetes, or different things like that, sometimes your physical challenges tell me what your mental issues may be that you need help with. And then I can choose the remedy that you need to help you. And you always have that trickle down effect, that it starts to help you in other ways. But when I talk about it, I don't usually talk about how it helps physically because I'm not allowed to, right? I'm not a doctor. But we are mind, body, and soul, right? And everything that we feel is related somehow to our chakras and to different parts of our body. And I mean, I use remedies for women that are having a hard time getting pregnant, you know? And so emotionally, there's usually a block. And within 3 months, you can see changes. I mean, I just had somebody with a month, you know, her daughter was pregnant and had been struggling for a long time. So, I mean, I am constantly like, oh my God, you know, that is so amazing. So I'm constantly taught as well.
Yeah. I'm glad that, you know, that it's, I'll let you talk here in just a second, Josie. I was just thinking, I'm glad that I kind of asked that question, just because we do have a lot of people who are very conscious of what they're putting into their bodies. And like you said, they don't want the harsh medical medicines and chemicals and stuff that we get from like big pharma or, you know, something else. So I'm glad that I was able to ask that question and you're able to clear that up, because like I said, we have a lot of people that are worried about those things. So that's really why I asked.
Yeah, we all are. We use these remedy, we use medication, and we find that and I'm like, listen, if you need medicine, take medicine. When I was struggling with anxiety, I didn't care just give me something to get rid of it. I don't care what it is, And the crazy thing was, the medicine didn't do anything for me. When I finally listened to my doctor and took it, because I was so traumatized, and I had so much chaos going on, and there was just so much in my world that was not good. And she's like, I'm going to make you a flower remedy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And that's what ended up clearing everything and giving me clarity. It was like, oh my God, what is this? And the side effects are all beneficial. How can that's not how we're taught, right? We're taught you have a problem, you go to the doctor, you get medication. When I go to my doctors now and they ask me, you walk in and they say, okay, what medications are you on? And I say none. They're like, wow, it is a rare breed now that is not on medication. But those side effects, I feel, are so dangerous. So I go to my remedies. I go to homeopathic remedies. I look for other ways. But this is what keeps me, on the path, moving forward. I have a client now, she wrote to me and she's like, oh my God, I feel euphoric. I'm standing up for myself. I'm not taking anybody's gump anymore. Being raised to be quiet and never speak, you start to become ill as an adult when that happens, right? You don't know what's happening, but you become ill. You have all this anxiety or all this stress, or, you can't function. Why? Because you've been told to keep quiet for all of these years. And it suppresses, it suppresses you, and you eventually become, emotionally, mentally, physically.
Definitely.
I'm definitely going to be in contact with you. Trust me.
Yeah, I have a few people in mind as well that I think really.
Yeah.
You will changes within the first month. You will literally have a moment in the first month. Especially the more chaotic your life is in, the quicker you will see results.
Wow.
So when we start using this, people are going to notice. If they think we're powerful and do a lot now, can you imagine? Wow.
You can't imagine what, those different areas that are holding you back when they just come out.
Yeah.
Wow. I love using, help you sing your song, to share your truth, to be out there. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Well, you need to know more about this. I do have more questions, but I think Misty, you need to jump off soon. So if you want to say anything before you have to go, then you go first.
I think I pretty much said everything. I thank you, Amy. Like I said, I will be in contact with you. It's going to take me a little bit first, but I will be in contact because this sounds absolutely amazing. And I, for one, I want to try it out. I also do not take any medications. And when I go to the doctor, they're like, do you do this? Do you do this? I'm like, just write down no for everything because I've never done anything. I don't have any illnesses. I might be a little crazy in the head, but that's kind of the enjoyable part. So everything else is a no. So I will be in contact with you because I worry about my health, and I worry about, like, right now, right now I worry about not getting enough vitamins and minerals. Even though I take supplements, I really don't like taking the supplements because I really don't know what all's in them. And then my energy level and just everything's just off. So I will be in contact. Like I said, it may take me a while, but I will be in contact and we will be doing this because if I can find better ways of doing things, I'm all for it. So thank you, Amy, for being on here and for sharing this with us. Like Josie said, I do have to go. However, I am so grateful for you to be here and enlightening us with this and giving us more options, or a new option, a better option, as opposed to just going straight towards the other medical stuff that's not so good. So thank you so much for that.
I'm for you, and I'll help you with all those different areas.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll be in contact.
Thanks,
Have a
Missy.
good one, ladies.
So
Bye.
cool. Bye. Excellent. So I actually was also going to touch on that point about, and I said this at the beginning as well, how a lot of the methods we go to now, like if you're in pain, take some painkillers. If you're doing this, do this, take this. It masks it. It doesn't actually fix the root cause, which is exactly what this helps with, right? And you told a story. I think it would actually be really beneficial maybe to tell this again about that child that you helped. Do you remember the story we went through last time? I can't
Which
remember.
one? I
The
mean, was it
the
the little
child that
boy?
speaking, yeah, or
Okay, so there are so many stories. Right now I'm working with a child that was about to go, the mom was going to take him to a neurologist because he had tics. He was touching things, he was putting his mouth on things, he was struggling with anxiety, had a lot of different challenges. He was acting out in school, and so she had taken him from doctor to doctor to doctor. He just wasn't himself, right? And she called me. She had made an appointment for a neurologist, a very well-known neurologist in her city, and she called me, and I said, okay, let's work together. She ended up canceling the appointment because he changed so much in that first month that she does not need him, and has recommended many people. I've had kids. How I got into writing a book on autism symptoms and using flower remedies for the emotional side was from a mom who called me with her two children. One child was about to get institutionalized again because he was angry, he was hitting, he was living with her parents, and literally hurting them. The school would actually take him to different rooms, tie him down. He was in a special school. She couldn't work because she had to be able to pick him up all the time, so she wasn't able to create a lot of money. Her second son struggled with symptoms of autism and would just sit under the table and rock. And when I started giving him the remedies, when I started giving them both the remedies, everything changed very quickly. And within a short time, within the year, he was able to, for the next school year, her oldest son, who was going to be institutionalized, was then worked back into the school system, not into a special school. And her other son was able to, he was not rocking under the desk anymore because they kept moving him forward, even though he wasn't doing any work. He was gaining friends. I mean, life just changes. It could have been because of her birth, and she had traumatic birth. It could have been, from anything. Life changes. For her oldest son, one day they're in the car driving, and he says to her, "Where is my dad?" in an angry way. And she said, "I stopped seeing him when I was pregnant with you because he was hitting me and he was hurting me while I was pregnant with you." That just turned the corner there, and he ended up going into the Army. He's married now with kids. I mean, it's amazing, a path you can go on, like I would have seen my son go on, who was very shy, and the school thought he had some disabilities and wanted me to check him, and I said, no problem, check him. But at the same time, I was working with the remedies, so I just learning about them. So I gave him a few remedies because you don't have to worry about any kind of side effects. And next thing you know, he's raising his hand in school. He speaks all the time. There were no learning disabilities. It was an intense shyness, and I had problems with the shots and things when he was born. I had some challenges, and I think all of that was cleared out, and he was able to move back to who he is. So, I mean, working with children, with mostly everybody, you see changes, moving back to yourself. You start thinking more positive. You just find these little things happening that are moving you back to a positive place. And you see a lot of it in the first 2 or 3 months. With children, you see it right away. So then as we continue to work, if people want to continue to work, it moves kind of into that soul level of what's my purpose. And if there's something you want to do and don't know how to get there, how do I get there by getting around this challenge? I mean, there are remedies for And, for everything, I look at remedies, Holly, for the child that was, or the mom-in-law that demands a lot of attention and wants attention. And that is not, it's not a positive trait, right? So it's not really who you are. Southern Cross for a victim mentality. Crab apple for the OCD kind of person that's always washing their hands. Sea Holly for singing your song, getting out there and not letting people cross your boundaries, but being able to be your shining star. And so all of these different remedies based on what your specific challenges are. We are all unique. Every single one of us is different. We're this unique individual that brings something amazing. We're here to do something amazing. It could be taking care of one child. It could be doing something for the universe. It doesn't matter. But whatever your journey is in this lifetime, when you are on it, you are feeling your best self.
So powerful. I was literally listening to you in awe. And I think it's really important. And the reason I asked you actually to tell those stories and a few examples as well is this kind of thing. I think we talked a little bit about this last time too. It's very easy to be seen as like woo-woo or like flower remedies, like, oh, if only that it was that easy. But it's real. Like there's real examples. You yourself are an example. All these people you've helped are an example. The people that you've helped that are now referring people are all an example. So it's very real. It's not just a nice idea. It actually works, right? And going back to, go ahead.
On remedies. I'm
Mhm.
working with doctors who are on remedies.
Wow.
That's how, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
that's.
There you go. It doesn't get more real, does it? Yeah, no, that's really, really, it blows my mind. And it also makes me a little bit annoyed that this isn't common knowledge. It somehow, I don't know if annoys is the right word, but I'm like, why didn't I know this? Why doesn't everyone know this? Why doesn't my mum know this, who runs a business, who is tired all the time? Like, people need to know this. So thank you for firstly being here, spreading the knowledge, and then just doing what you do as well. Especially with Misty asked the question about what kind of professionals or people in business can use this. And basically it's everyone or life coaches. And I really like that because as people in business, and when you work with lots of people, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's lovely. It's great working with people and getting to help with these people, but sometimes it's not easy. You get a difficult customer or client, or maybe the problems they're going through also affect you, and you find yourself in more of this like therapist role, and it all comes onto you. So I think it's really important for people to actually take care of themselves if they're going to go try and help the masses, but also having knowledge like this to also help people that they might be coming in contact with. I can think of a few people in my life that I know would benefit from this. So I'll also be in contact with you after this as well. I have two questions actually about it specifically. When people come to you, is there set remedies you have, and then is there ones that you can make, like put a bit of this, a bit of this, a bit of this, like customize it as well? Is that how it works?
How I do it. So the way I work is somebody will call me or text me or write me and say, can I have a consultation? I heard about you. They'll tell me a little bit about what the situation is. And then they'll want to do a consultation. And I like to do that. I don't have anybody fill out questionnaires. I want to be able to talk to them and understand and hear what's really going on, so I can ask the questions that will get to those core issues, right? We all have our core issues, even inherited, right? Even what's inherited from people, our great grandparents and great grandparents and parents. And so I want to find out what's going on. Once I can find out what's going on, I create an individualized blend to target what those challenges are. So everybody gets their own individual blend. It has their name on it. It comes sealed. So and that's not when you go to the brands that people know Bach. If they go to Bach Flower Remedies or Australian Bush Flower Remedies, they're learning about their remedies. They're learning about what will Sea Holly do for you. That's what they're learning. When they come to me, or when even a client comes to me, I am going to do a consultation to find out exactly what's going on, and I'll ask those questions to get to the core issues. And all they have to do is just talk and let it flow. And then based on what's going on with them, I'm going to put together a couple of different remedies. And I started making these foundational blends that I found are very helpful for people to start, where we are going to address right away the trauma in their lives, whether it's inherited or not, and clean up the aura in two different ways, any holes in their aura or any negative energy around them. And that's where I start, and I listen, and then I make a blend based on their needs. I mean, I never knew there were so many people that worry about feeling judged, you know, or judgmental. There are people that feel like they don't belong on earth. There are people, I mean, there are just so many different things in how we are affected, right? Not having being able to socialize or whatever it is. And some things that people, I'll get phone calls all the time. You're going to think this is crazy. I don't think anything is crazy. I think we each come here in our own journey. You know, when a woman has a baby and the baby does not want to come out, that tells me something. There is a child who is not ready to be incarnated. Why? I need to be able to find the remedy that's going to reverse that. And I do have remedies. There's more than one. It's not so uncommon. So that's what I work with. People who work with other people, your business and coaching, and that's even what you do, you have to protect your energy, because people can get in, and there are people that are very sensitive. I find people that struggle with depression and anxiety are very, very sensitive to outside forces, and people need to be able to protect their energy, so that it's like you have a force field that hits it, but it's not affecting you, because there are plenty of people there that are empaths, and you as a coach are going to deal with other people's feelings in that moment, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness. You become, whether you want to or not, when you are helping others, you become a life coach. You can't help it. When they trust you, they want to share with you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly it. Like people, and it's not a bad thing, but it can be very, like you said, for people that are sensitive to that energy, it can be really hard, because I know people that they want to help all these people, but they're also very sensitive, and it's finding that balance, which I think this would really help with. And I really love that you like to get people on that consultation, because it's similar with us in our business. People might think they know what their problem is, but it might be something completely different that's causing that problem. For example, in our business, they think they need help with their sales, but actually they need more marketing, things like this. So people can talk to you. They might think that it's one thing, but actually it's this because of something else. So what I'm trying to do for anyone listening or watching is, if you're interested, get on a consultation, actually talk to someone who knows about it, which is Amy, of course, and actually find out what's going on, because only then you can fix it. And you might think that you know what your problem is, you might think you know the root cause, but this is why we have professionals in certain areas, because a lot of the times you actually don't. There's so much more to it. Which is really, really powerful. So thank you for that. How do you take it? How does it actually work?
Okay, so I have, do I have any blends here? I have some blends. So I make them up, and the thing is also what I wanted to say in response to what you just said, is people don't even realize that they make themselves ill. You can actually become physically ill from other people's energy, from not following what you want to follow. you actually become, because it starts here, like we spoke about, it goes into your mind, what your thoughts are, and then your thoughts dictate everything. And that's why you want to keep your thoughts right. When your thoughts are negative, everything is going to be negative, and business will be negative, and your relationships with your coaches, with your family will be negative. You're going to find that when you get on the remedies, and I have remedies for resentment and things like that, that make you feel, I mean, I use it all the time. I've been married a long time, right? So you remedies for, and it feels like something has been lifted off of your shoulders, literally. So it helps you in all different ways, but definitely have to protect yourself when you're coaching. So I make it in these 1 ounce bottles. So based on the consultation, I mix together the blend. And that's why I was saying before, they teach you, when you go to the brands, they teach you about the blends. When I teach you how to make them. I teach you what to look for. I teach you about specific illnesses. I teach you how to blend, because everybody, all these different brands will only talk about their own brand, and not, I want you to know how to treat everybody that comes into your way. And then you take a 1 ounce bottle. This is for a spray, depending on who it is. I might make a spray, I might make drops. And then you just take it. They're blended here. I add my water, I add my preservative. You take it twice a day, just drops right into your mouth or in your coffee or in anything you drink. My goal is, because there are times I'm working with a whole family, and I want it to be easy for the mom, right? So my thing is, it doesn't matter how you get it, just that you get it. When I am working with teens or college-age people that are incredibly depressed, very, very depressed, dark night of the soul, I have remedies to take you out of it. And there's many different kinds of depression, right? So you work with what that depression is. But I will tell my clients, okay, let's get it in shampoo. Let's get it, I will find the way for you to get it so that you can help yourself and your family. I'll use it with people that are in abusive relationships. If the husband or wife or the man or the woman is abusive, how to get the remedies in. Normally, it used to be everybody had to be okay with taking it. They had to give me a yes. But I started to see during times of crisis that one of a partnership can be abusive, and that's, okay, let me help you with that, and I would make a remedy, put it in their coffee, put it in the water, put it in something, put it in their beer, whatever it was, and they were getting it to them, and life was changing, moving them back to their best self. And then she had to work on herself. Then the women or the men, whatever, have to work on themselves, because do they want to stay there? Is this the right relationship? They have to listen to their inner person telling them what to do.
Yeah. Wow.
It might be some, it might be, I need to get my kids and I out of here, and the remedy plan. What is the plan of action? Everything is done in a good way, right?
Yeah.
The right way.
Yeah.
Figure out what's that right way, and it gets done.
That's so powerful, because I think what's hitting me, one of the hardest, this is all really crazy and interesting to me, but how many different remedies there are, how many different people you can help, from pregnancy to abusive relationships to anxiety to this to weight loss, like everything. And then how many ways you can actually do it. If you don't want to just drop it into your mouth, put it into something else, shampoo, like it's insane how creative you can get with this. And that's really, really impressive to me. And I think something that will help a lot of other people to actually look into it more, because there's not just one way. It's not one size fits all. You personalize it to however the person you're speaking to is most comfortable to do it, which is great. Really, really good. So when people actually get in contact with you, they can either get a remedy for themselves or someone they know, but they can also learn more about all of this if they want to go pass on the information as well. Is that right?
Yeah, the beauty is that I teach a 5-day boot camp, and you are going to learn, you are going to be making remedies within those 5 days for your family, for yourself, for your friends. You are going to understand how to do it. We're going to talk about how to create the different income streams. And because you're getting the remedies from me, I'm going to get you the kit, at a wholesale price, you're getting it. You're going to be able to do all this with no middleman. So for me, when you learn, you're going to learn 3 different brands. You're going to learn how to incorporate them all together. You're going to learn about specific challenges that people face emotionally, physically, in all different ways. And then you get coaching from it.
Wow.
You know, so I will help you with your clients. I mean, there's all different packages. You could just learn in the 5-day boot camp, nothing to memorize. You will always be able to go to your books for help. You know, so for me, it's like this God-given way for healing that is focused on mental health remedies all over the world. I have hundreds in my office because I try them all to see which I feel stands out that I want to teach. And there's more than that. I mean, there are thousands. So it's really, it's amazing to learn. It's amazing how it could take your house from chaos to harmony, your mind from chaos, you know, to harmony. So many people, their minds don't shut off, right? They can't stop their brain. And all of these, right? There's something like, and because they're untouched, because just given to us by the earth and by our higher power, they are untouched, right? No chemicals. And they're using it for research all over the world for all different diseases. Although, you know, the pharmaceutical companies are taking them, you see there might be this power, and then they're chemicalizing them, I guess is how you would call it. We have remedies for passing over. We have remedies for people that have not left, right? And to help them pass over. There are spiritual remedies for connecting to your guides, to your angels. I mean, there are all, it's just amazing. Pure, beautiful, untouched, very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think everyone should learn about this. Should people like get in contact with you on Instagram and Facebook, or do you have like a link to this about like the boot camps and the teachings that you do?
They can book a call at Amy G. Cohen. I'll put it in the
Perfect, thank you. And I'll put that in the description as well for anyone watching or listening. I think you can't go wrong with learning about something like this. Whether you use it now, thank you so much. Perfect. I'll put both of these in the description. So anyone who wants to get in contact, go down there.
I mean, moms want to learn it. I mean, just to be able to use it in your own life and your family life. Come to me for the 5-day boot camp. They don't necessarily need the coaching. They just want to learn how to use these remedies for themselves, for their family, in a more. I have a do-it-yourself course, and then I have the 5-day course. I have an anxiety course. I have is when I get to teach it, and I don't always teach it. Sometimes just have to get the course, but there are times that I will teach it, and so the benefits are fantastic. You know, all the questions you could ask, and we're making blends, and you know, you're doing it, and we're going over the next month how to do a follow-up, how to take the art of a consultation. There's very specific ways to really pull information out of people, and how to do that, and then how to follow up and how to show them, because sometimes the changes are so what's the word I'm looking for? It just happens. The changes just happen that there's no side effects, that you forget that you were struggling with that issue. You know, I'm having an issue with my boss, and I'm like, how is that issue with your boss that he's making you feel like this? And she's like, oh my God, I totally forgot about it. And we're getting along great. So it brings something out. I have people that haven't spoken to their parents for a long time, or brothers and sisters or exes that they now get along with, because it doesn't pay to be angry, right? And taking these remedies have taken them to that place where it's all okay. It's affecting me if I don't feel good. So it's about every area of your life being right. If you're not in the right career, it's going to have you thinking about, I mean, you could come to me for stress, but now I'm finding out that the stress is stress because they're totally unhappy at their job, right? And they haven't made that connection. Okay, so they don't know what they want to do. So there's remedies in there for purpose. There's remedies in there for stress. There's remedies in there for whatever it is that they need to get through that period of time. And I mean, I've had people that work at in TV that have come to me and said, after we've done something together, I'm leaving. I have a 1-year plan. She goes, I've never had a plan in my life, but I have this 1-year plan, and I'm opening up a yoga studio, and it's going to be the swing yoga, and I can't wait to do it. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And happens, you get excited because you're following the purpose.
Yeah. It just gets like cooler and cooler the more, and this is what I mean. There is so much to learn and grow in this area. So I think like go for this boot camp, get in touch with Amy, like look into it further, because this is really important for both you to know it yourself, and I'm speaking to anyone watching or listening, you yourself, but also for everyone else in your life. Imagine if you could just pass this knowledge on and help everyone else that you get to help with this. So really, really powerful. Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing everything and sharing the stories about it. And like I said, all Amy's details will be in the link below as well, in the description below. So please check that all out as well. We are coming to time to wrap up. So I want to ask you though, before we do you have anything else you want to add or say or tell people before we do start wrapping up?
I guess I would just say, if you feel like there's something wrong and you're not sure what it is, or if you feel like there are things in your life that you wish you can change, know you can. Know that that is your soul speaking to you and telling you you need to make this change. Yeah. And then the flow remedies will help you do that.
Absolutely. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. And what I want to say, just drill home, is book a call, book that call, look into it. There's nothing to lose, there's everything to gain. I learned so much as always on this time, the time before we did. If you haven't seen the first episode we did with Amy, go check that out as well, because there is so much there too. So thank you once again, Amy, so much for being here. With all that being said, thank you everyone for watching another episode of the FLC Hangout. We really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, please subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps us out, because we want everyone to find this channel and be able to help, like Amy. We want to be able to help everyone in the world, and this is where your freedom lifestyle begins. So help us push it out there. We'll see you again next Sunday with another episode of the FLC Hangout. But until then, have a great week, keep growing, keep learning, and we will see you next time. Bye. Mwah.